State retirees may not be aware that our prescription drug benefit is changing dramatically in 2024. Even though Maryland retirees hired before July 2011 were promised prescription drug coverage in retirement, the state is in the process of canceling our prescription benefit, and they want retirees to enroll in Medicare Part D in fall 2024, saying it is comparable. It is not comparable. This slide presentation, which we hope you will share, strives to inform this community and the persons who are making decisions that impact them. I will not be reading the slides. Please read the slides at your own pace. The links are in the description. How did we get here? This timetable reflects what has happened since 2011, when the Maryland General Assembly passed an act authorizing the future discontinuation of the prescription plan for state retirees. A lawsuit filed against the state by a retiree resulted in an injunction, but the injunction was canceled in July 2023, which means the state prescription drug benefit will end in 2024. Unless retirees' benefits are restored in the 2024 legislative session or the Fitch Court appeal effort is successful, retirees will need to sign up for a Medicare Part D plan in fall 2024 to be effective January 2025. To ease the transition to Medicare Part D for retirees, legislators passed Senate Bill 946 in the 2019 session of the Maryland General Assembly. In the first category, the state's $1,500 or $2,000 cap for retiree or family out-of-pocket expenses for covered drugs remains viable, but only for those retiring on or before January 1, 2020. The part of the program that focused on state employees retiring after January 1, 2020 was made obsolete when recent Medicare enhancements included a Part D cap. That means SB 946's second category, the Maryland State Retiree Catastrophic Prescription Drug Assistance Plan, no longer applies. And in the last category, the term life-sustaining has not been defined. No details have been released at this time. The primary difference between the state plan and Medicare Part D is the formulary, or the drug list. The state plan uses one extensive list of covered drugs. With Medicare Part D, an individual must choose one plan that best covers current medications from among an average of 20 plans, each with a different formulary. If prescriptions are needed later that are not on the formulary, out-of-pocket costs will increase. For example, some Part D plans cover 2 different proton pump inhibitors, but the state plan lists 15 drugs in this category. A retiree's doctor can ask for an exception or substitute another drug, but if the retiree needs or wants a specific drug, the retiree will have to pay full cost for the uncovered drug or do without. This expense does not apply to their deductible or their out-of-pocket cap. Again, prescription drugs not on the formulary are not covered, and this is the most important factor in the increased cost in the transition from the state plan to the Medicare Part D plan. There is a $2,000 Part D cap for covered drugs, but each person has a cap. A couple will have 2 caps of $2,000 each, or $4,000, and families with disabled dependent children will have additional caps. Retirees must pay the full cost of uncovered prescription drugs, and this will not count toward their out-of-pocket cap. The state Senate Bill 946 has a $1,500 or $2,000 retiree or family cap. But again, it's only for those retiring on or before January 1, 2020. Are retirees resistant to change, or are there real changes between the state plan and Medicare Part D? Hassles including selecting a plan, comparing coverage annually, and using a plan's preferred pharmacy. Other differences affect the cost. 2 plans for couples instead of a family plan, 2 deductibles from $0 to $545, and 2 Part D caps. But the biggest differences affecting how much drugs cost in Medicare Part D are the formulary differences and coinsurance requirements in lieu of copays. As an example, let's look at a Maryland retiree's options using his actual 2023 prescription drugs. Let's compare the two most beneficial 2024 Medicare Part D plans, Humana and WellCare, from 19 possible plans to choose from in Maryland. Note that other retirees may find different plans that are more suitable for their needs. In the first two rows, see the difference in premiums. Is the lowest premium WellCare the most affordable? Looking at the annual costs for his drugs, the Humana annual costs are less than half of WellCare costs. WellCare has a $545 deductible, but Humana does not. Our retiree has one prescription drug that's not on any Part D formulary. It's not covered. When we add the premium, the covered drugs, the deductible, the uncovered drugs, Humana costs less. The third row shows the same WellCare plan combined with Senate Bill 946 state program that caps prescription drug costs, including the deductible in 2025, at $1,500 for those retiring on or before January 1st, 2020. The retiree must pay for his uncovered drugs. With a $1,500 cap, WellCare costs less. The fourth row lists the actual out-of-pocket cost for 2023 for this retiree on our current state plan. Notice, all of this retiree's drugs are covered on the state formulary. He has no uncovered drugs. The least expensive WellCare plan with a $1,500 cap is almost 3 times as much as the state plan. For this retiree, Part D is not comparable and much more costly. Others have had similar conclusion when exploring the differences between Medicare Part D and the current Maryland State Retiree Prescription Drug Plan. The open letter mentioned on this slide contains an extensive sample comparison for another actual retiree. This comparison shows what is and is not covered for the retiree on various plans. This group found that Medicare Part D and the current state plan are not comparable. This detailed comparison is available at the link on the slide. There are many concerns. Prescriptions do not work if people can't afford them or if they do not take them as prescribed. Retirees must choose a plan that includes their prescribed medications in the formulary. The provisions in Senate Bill 946 fall far from being adequate for making Medicare Part D comparable to the state plan, especially since SB 946 only helps those retiring on or before January 1st, 2020. Those retiring after January 1st, 2020 may continue to help this campaign by letting their legislators know that they worked many years to earn this benefit and they want and deserve the benefits they have earned. Maryland state employees who were employed before July 1, 2011 were promised prescription drug coverage in retirement. The state is in the process of ending our prescription benefit and expects retirees to enroll in Medicare Part D in fall 2024, saying it's comparable. It is not comparable for all eligible retirees. Part D plans offer less coverage with potentially higher costs than the state prescription plan. The time is now. It's urgent that you take action on this time-sensitive issue. Legislators need to know how the cancellation of prescription benefits will affect Maryland retirees. It is estimated that 80% of retirees will see an increase in cost under Medicare Part D. Will your costs increase? Calculate your actual cost. Contact your representatives and let them know how this loss of coverage will affect you. This page will help you assess the impact of this change. First, collect your prescriptions. Then go to the Medicare website link shown to estimate your costs. Learn more about navigating the Medicare website at the other links. If you prefer, just phone Medicare or the SHIP office at the numbers on the slide and ask them to help you calculate your 2024 costs. Let your delegates, senators, and the governor know the impact of losing the Maryland state plan and switching to Medicare Part D only. The January through mid-April session of the Maryland General Assembly will go fast, and your representatives need to learn how this change will affect you so that they can act. Legislators have received incomplete information about the benefits of Senate Bill 946 plus the Medicare cap and think the switch will be beneficial to retirees. This is incorrect. Please let them know how this change will impact you before it's too late. Retirees who are no longer Maryland residents should share their concerns directly with Governor Moore. Thank you for listening to this presentation and sharing it with others. Please stay tuned for future updates. New bills proposed during the 2024 legislative session will need our support. Please consider contributing to the ongoing court effort, which has allowed retirees to keep their benefits since the 2018 injunction. Thank you.